Hello everyone, I'm Vijay DeCosta and I'm back today with some more painting techniques for you. So today I'm going to do a t-shirt painting again. T-shirt is one of my favorite subjects for painting. So I'm going to use Fevicryl acrylic colors on this t-shirt and I'm going to paint sunflowers on this, okay? So some very simple techniques which you also can use to paint on the t-shirt. So I'm using the lilac kit, Fevicryl lilac kit, and before we start painting I'm going to use these plastic sheets or OHP sheets in between the t-shirt so that we don't stain the t-shirt from the back. And I'm going to use the watercolor technique for painting on this t-shirt. So I'll show you how using water and Fevicryl acrylic colors you can do some very simple, good looking sunflowers. Okay, so I put the plastic sheet now in between the t-shirt and I have some colors here. I have Fevicryl yellow, Fevicryl red, Fevicryl green, Fevicryl white. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I have some water here. I'm going to apply some water with a flat brush on the t-shirt. So if you're planning to do a small area of a flower or something on the t-shirt, you have to first wet that area with water, and I'm going to do that first on this area here. Okay, so I'm going to make the sunflower first on this side. So let me make it wet, and the reason why I'm making it wet is because I'm painting this sunflower in the watercolor technique. So when you're painting in the watercolor technique, you need to use water first and make sure that the cloth is moist. So when the cloth is moist, your colors spread very beautifully, and Fevicryl acrylic colors are brilliant when painted in the watercolor technique. The reason is because Fevicryl acrylic colors have beautiful vibrancy, the pigments are very rich, and each and every color stands out beautifully. Okay, so I have made it wet now. So after making it wet, you need to immediately start painting because you don't want the water to dry. If the water dries, the colors are not going to move smoothly. Okay, the colors have to flow very beautifully on this. Now I'm going to take yellow and I'm going to mix little white in the yellow so that I can get a lighter shade of yellow. So I'll take first some white and yellow. So lightest shade of yellow, then take some water and blend it like this. Now it's very easy for me to make the drawing on this t-shirt because now it is wet, and just make the petals of the sunflower. You all know how the shape of a sunflower is. They have long petals. So make these long petals on the t-shirt. You can paint directly on the t-shirt, okay? So you don't have to first draw with a pencil because I'm sure everyone knows how to make a very simple petal, and I believe sunflowers have the most simple petals of all. Long petals and pretty easy to get the shape. So depending on your choice, you can either make small sunflowers or you can make large ones. So if you're making large ones, you can either choose to have just one or two, or you can have a pattern. Alright, so I made the outline here. Now in between, you just need to make these strokes and let the color spread on its own. And if you feel that your t-shirt, the water in that you have applied earlier, the moistness in the t-shirt is getting lesser, you can take some water into the color and then you can apply it on the t-shirt again. You can go over the lines. Okay, now as you all know that after making the leaves, the petals of the sunflower, there's one more round of one more round of petals that come from behind the petals like this. Just behind the first pattern of petals that you did, there would be one more circle, like a circle coming all around the first pattern of petals. So do the same thing for them as well. One line in the center of the petal. Okay, so now I believe, see this part in the center, it's slightly become dry now, so I'm going to use some more water here in the center. This is important because the center area we are going to make it dark. So I've applied water now. Now simply take a red color, Fevicryl red. Take color directly from the bottle and just use the stippling technique, and you will see that the color starts automatically blotting on the t-shirt. So make sure that you do it in the center only first. If you go right till the end, the color will start bleeding onto the yellow petals. We don't want that to happen. So do it in the center only first, and you will notice that it will start spreading, and allow it to spread for a little while and then see if there's a requirement to do a little more. Usually the center of the sunflower is a larger circle, you know, so we need to make it a little larger. And if you are gentle and if you are able to use delicate dots, then you can be bold enough to go a little outward like this. Use the stippling technique all through. Let me put on some more light. So I'm using Fevicryl red right now, and I'm using it directly from the bottle because I have first applied some water on the t-shirt. Okay, as you can see, the color is slightly spreading and it's giving me some beautiful effects. As I start finishing this painting, I'll be showing it to you in close-up. So right now I've just kept it on the table so that I am able to paint properly. Okay, so now after using red, you can take some blue color and blue will add some depth to the red that you have applied. Blue will mix with red and give it a little purplish brown effect. Just some dots in the stippling technique. And also you have to remember that we are doing a creative flower, okay? We are not exactly doing a very realistic sunflower because you are an artist, you are all creative people, and we are doing something creative. So we take freedom to do something stylized. We need not do it exactly like a, this exact colors of a sunflower. You can experiment with the colors. Now for the part here, the petals, you can take green color directly from the bottle but with some water in it, okay? and now just extend the lines from here to get the shape of the sunflower petals. Apply with a very gentle touch. And you'll get very fine lines if you barely touch your brush to the t-shirt. When you're painting, try and paint in such a way that your brush tip slightly and delicately touches the t-shirt. You'll get very fine lines if you practice using that technique. And the more contact you have, the more contact your brush has with the t-shirt, the fatter lines you'll get, the thicker lines you'll get, and thick lines will not look good. You need to use delicate lines and fine lines. Okay, so as you can see, I'm using very fine lines. So you have to use a round brush for this, and a round brush that you are comfortable with. I'm using a number 6 brush, but if you are comfortable with a number 2 or a number 4 brush, you can use that one. Okay, so now let's come to this part, because I have the flower here. I'm going to now make this portion wet. So again, because I need to make the portion wet, I'm using a flat brush. Take some water, and now this time I will use only half of it, the semicircle. I'll try and make it interesting by making a half sunflower, not a full one. So I'm making this portion moist over here. When you're working in the watercolor technique, you need to first add water on your cloth or the t-shirt. Okay, putting some water on the t-shirt enables your colors to flow beautifully and effortlessly. So now I've applied some water here. So again, I'll take a round brush, and like before, take yellow and mix some white in that. Fevicryl yellow and Fevicryl white on this side. So again, long petals. So when you're painting with the watercolor technique, you are able to paint very fast because the water does the job for you. Without water, when we try to do painting, you have to do it in the opaque style. When you're painting in opaque technique, you need to do a lot of finishing work. In the transparent technique, because the colors are so brilliant and bright, they appear very beautiful in the undertones. When you're painting in the watercolor technique, you're basically working with the undertones of the color because you're adding water in the color. So you get some brilliant effects there. You will see it by the end of this painting. Alright, so now this portion, I'm going to again use red color. Like I said, if you feel that the water applied on the t-shirt has dried, you can always add more water. some blue. Okay, now again, like I said earlier, I had taken Fevicryl green for the outlines for the sunflower petals. With a gentle hand, do some fine strokes for the petals. So although we are working with the watercolor technique, and you would feel that, okay, we are adding some water to the color, so will this color be permanent? So let me tell you that even if you work in the watercolor technique and your colors are thinner, they are still permanent and they last forever, as long as your t-shirt is there, your colors are there. Okay, so if you work with the watercolor technique also, your colors remain permanent on the t-shirt. Alright, so I've done this much. Now what I would do is I'll use a flat brush and I'm going to paint some portions in the center here. And again, I'm going to first apply some water. And I'm going to use a blend of yellow, green and some black color in between to make these flowers stand out. Put like a splash of color, and the colors are going to flow because I'm going to add a lot of water here, so the colors are really going to flow on this, and they'll appear very brilliant because of the watercolor effect. Okay, so coming back to my round brush, so add a few dots here and there first. Let the colors flow. For those who are joined later, I have kept some plastic below the t-shirt so that it doesn't stain the t-shirt on the other side. See, now some places where you have directly applied the opaque green, you have to leave it as it is, because even that looks very beautiful. Need not have transparency all over the t-shirt. Some portions of it can be opaque, some portions are going to be transparent. That only makes it more interesting. Now some yellow dots also in the center, in between the green. Okay, so I would like to do one more sunflower here and below. Two are looking good, but a third one will look even better. So again, apply water in the shape of a sunflower. It's always a good idea to first use lighter colors when you're painting with acrylic colors, and then you go to the darker colors, because you can always overlap with the darker color on a lighter color. But if you use a darker color first, and then if it starts spreading too much, you can't use a lighter color on a darker color when you're working with the watercolor technique. If you're working with the opaque technique, then that's not an issue, because even on a darker color, you can always use white or you can use yellow without adding water, and it will overlap. But we are working in the watercolor technique, so always start with lighter colors. So again, here I have taken Fevicryl yellow and Fevicryl white. So I'm taking some white because the sunflower petals have a lighter shade of yellow. And now again make the shape of the sunflower petals, long strokes. If you're not comfortable painting on a t-shirt or on a cloth, keeping it on a table, you can always stretch it on an embroidery ring. You will need a big embroidery ring, because usually you get those small embroidery rings, so that won't be sufficient for something like this, because if you're making a big sunflower, you need a bigger embroidery ring. Or you can always get a custom made stretcher, a wooden stretcher made from a carpenter, like a silk screen kind of thing, and then you can stretch this garment on that and paint. Alright, so I've got the shape of the sunflower here again. Now I believe this portion has again become a little dry, so I'm going to add some more water in the center. Take my round brush, take Fevicryl red and put some dots here like this. So usually when you're doing a painting in the watercolor technique, and when you're trying to do some definition on the painting, that time you need to use a little more color, even in the watercolor technique, because as you're trying to get more and more definition, you would need to use a little darker color. That's why I am not adding any water in the darker color, that is red. So initially when you're trying to blend the color or let the color flow, you have to use a lot of water, and as you start building up on the flower or on the painting, you start using more of color and less of water. Now, like I had done for the other two flowers, I'm using some blue in the center like this in the stippling technique. The stippling technique is nothing but the dotted technique. We're just using the dots on the area where you want to paint, and leave the rest to a moist t-shirt for the colors to spread. See, the blue will blend with the red and make it deep purple brownish color. Now let's take Fevicryl green use the round brush again, and here you can use a little water to just get fine strokes, long petals. Barely touching the fabric. You need to practice using the round brush. You can first practice it on paper. When you're using the round brush and you're trying to get delicate and fine lines, you need to go over the surface by practicing in such a way that the tip of your brush should barely touch the surface. Okay, so the third sunflower is ready. Now in between I'm going to add some darker colors here. So apply some water. Okay, now we can use a little red as well. Add some water to the red and just let the color flow on the t-shirt. So again, be gentle and just allow the color to spread. So here I am working in the background, so I am using a flat brush so I can cover more space. Take red color and some water and allow the color to spread. But again, be careful that it doesn't come too close to the flower. You don't want to spoil the shape of the sunflower that you have got. So these colors are permanent, and after about 24 hours you can iron the painting on the reverse side, not on the side. Iron it on the reverse side. If you iron it on the painting, then the colors can get stuck to the heat and it can spoil the look of the colors. So always iron on the reverse side, and you can wear it after 24 hours, but wash the garment only after 6 days, 6 to 7 days. Okay, some more red on this side. few red dots on the top here. So whatever colors you use, make sure that they are not concentrated only on one part of the t-shirt. Let the balance be there on the t-shirt. Let the colors be spread across evenly. I'm going to use some green now. So those areas where I had applied green, I'm going to add some more again on that, just to give more definition and get some more depth. But remember, in painting, it's not just necessary to keep on adding colors one above the other. At a certain given point of time, if you start liking what you have already achieved, you can just stop there, and that would be your finished painting. So you need to know when you need to stop. So on the areas where I've applied red, I'm going to go over it a bit with yellow. That will give me some orange shades. But make sure it's not everywhere. I need some of those red tones also. So I'm getting red, yellow and orange, all three shades. And some portion of the t-shirt you can always leave white, because white also looks very interesting in between. Okay, so let me see now. I need to do some more definition here on this part of the sunflower. So let's make some fine strokes to give some definition for the petals. Similarly, something over here. Thank you, Nidhi. Thanks, Shamal. Hi, Cyril. Ankush. In the watercolor technique, there is always a possibility of colors overlapping as they spread. How can this be avoided or minimized? So that's the whole point. In the watercolor technique, we want the colors to spread, but the only thing is how much to allow it to spread and how much you need to control the spread of the colors. So whenever you want to make a flower or anything else, whether it's a flower or whether it's a bird or whether it's a tree, whichever portion you want that t-shirt to be painted, you apply water only in that much area, and that too in the shape of the flower or the tree or the bird. So you can first draw with a pencil and get your shape with the pencil or with any fabric color pencil, because usually a pencil line might not go even with acrylic colors, because we are using colors in the watercolor technique. So avoid using a pencil, but use a color pencil which is specially made for working on fabrics. So once you get the form right, then you can apply water inside that form itself, only inside that form, and make sure that the water doesn't come out of that form. So usually you should apply water in the center, and as it starts spreading, it is controlled and it stops near those outlines that you have made. And after that you start using the colors one by one. So you'll make sure that they don't spread beyond those lines. That's how you need to work, and you need to work a little slowly so that you can observe how much the water is spreading, how much the color is spreading. So it's going to take some practice, but eventually you'll come to know how to control the flow of colors when you're working in the watercolor technique. And of course the water is going to be applied only in the beginning. Now as you can see, the water has already dried from the t-shirt. The moistness has disappeared. Now I am giving the definition using only Fevicryl acrylic colors directly from the bottle. So I'm not using any water now. But what happens is, after some time you'll realize that Fevicryl colors, being fast drying, they will cause your brush to stiffen. So you need to add little water time and again and make sure that the brush becomes flexible again. So I've made 3 sunflowers here. A little bit of definition left for this flower. A few dots of green here and there gives that batik effect. Can Acron color pencils be used for outline on the fabric? So Acron color pencils, sorry, instead of Acron color pencils, I think you can use the 3D outliners, Fevicryl 3D outliners for doing outlines, because Acron color pencils will not stay for a long period of time. I mean, if you rub really hard on the fabric, to some extent you can preserve them, but eventually when they are washed, the colors won't stay. So they wouldn't be permanent. Although you can use it, but they wouldn't be permanent. Alright, so now in the center here, I'll just make it a little more dark. After initially using red and blue on this, you can use black now, but black is a color that dominates the other colors, right? So make sure that black is very, very sparingly used. So I'm going to use black, but with some water and with a fine brush. So I'll make sure that not too much of black comes on my painting here. So avoid any spreading of water or the color here. Just use black from the bottle and just a few dots to make it a little darker. Whatever little water you take has to be only to make sure that your brush is not too stiff. So you can paint your own t-shirts like this, your t-shirt or your sari or your top. You can paint your jeans also. Of course, your jeans you can't paint in the watercolor technique though, but you can paint flowers like these on your jeans. The watercolor technique works best on lighter fabrics, so the best is white, and you can also use this on lighter colors like pink or yellow. But when you're working on other colors apart from white in the watercolor technique, you would need to use colors of that family. So if it is pink, the colors will have to be red, they'll have to be orange, purple, indigo, maroon, magenta. So these are some of the colors you'll have to use when you're working with pink. Suppose if your garment is yellow, you'll have to use colors like chrome yellow, orange, then you can use chrome yellow medium, Naples yellow, lemon yellow. So brown also would go well with that for the darker shades. So as the painting starts drying, when you're working in the watercolor technique, you will realize that it's getting light in some places. So you need to work over that with some more color with the second coat. But not everywhere, because we want the undertones to be seen. So it's only going to be in those places where you intended the color to be dark but which has become subdued, and you just need to go over it once. So like I can see it now here clearly. Just a bit of green, so wherever you have applied dark green, just go over it one more time without using water. So that will give it more depth directly from the bottom. So if you want shades of brown, you can just go over the portions where you have applied red color. You will get brown, because green and red mixed with each other makes it brown. So painting is all about playing with colors, and it's fun when one color comes to the next or one color blends into the other. And many a times it's like a surprise for the artist also. So although we know what we are doing, there are some effects that are accidental, and it's a mystery for even the artist as to how it's going to turn out. So every painting becomes like a pleasant surprise. A little blue also some places on the red, just to get that colorful splash. Alright, so let me see. Okay, I think just one or two dots with black, a few here and there. And my painting is ready. So I hope you like it. This was sunflower painting using the watercolor technique with Fevicryl acrylic colors. I've used yellow, green, white, red, blue and black. So I hope you enjoyed this demonstration. So looking forward to you painting as well and putting up some interesting paintings here for us all to see. And don't forget to use Fevicryl acrylic colors. And this kind of effect you are going to get only with these colors, because these colors have that viscosity that is just correct for painting on fabric in the watercolor technique or the opaque technique. And not only on fabric, but you can use them on multiple surfaces. So many demonstrations and presentations we are going to have on this group. So stay tuned and keep watching and keep creating. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good night.